This country in Europe is not supposed to be a developed country, yet it is. And the country is Poland.
When I first came to Warsaw, I was honestly so shocked.
Did you know that Poland was once a third world country? I am absolutely not kidding. Let me break this down for you because this story is wild. Back in the day, communist era to be exact, Poland's economy was a total mess. People had to line up for basic things like bread and toilet paper. Times were really tough. But then in 1989, Poland said, enough of this, and broke free from communism. They flipped the script. They went democratic and switched to a free market. But hold up, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. The 1990s were brutal. Unemployment was through the roof, and the economy had to go through major growing pains. It looked like Poland wasn't going to pull through. And then 2004 happened. Poland joined the EU, and bam! EU funds started pouring in. Suddenly, new roads, modern cities, and booming businesses were everywhere.
An economy on the rise. Poland's economic bloom. Let's talk about money, because what's a superpower without a strong economy, right? Poland's economy has been on an absolute tear in recent years. It's one of the fastest growing in the EU. When I first came to Warsaw, I was honestly so shocked at how modern and developed everything was. I had this image of Central Europe as still catching up, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Poland has been outperforming its neighbors, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. The GDP is consistently on the rise, and Poland has become a hub for foreign investment. Why? Well, because investors see the potential here. And let's not forget the 2008 financial crisis. Poland weathered that storm better than almost any other country in Europe. It was like, crisis? What crisis? Poland's secret sauce is in its manufacturing tech sector and finance. Look, around Warsaw, and you'll see skyscrapers filled with global companies, more jobs, more businesses, and more opportunities are being created every day. I've seen new startups pop up all over Warsaw. If you're a young professional or an entrepreneur, this is where you want to be.
So let me shed some light quickly on the toilet paper issue. Back in the 1980s, Poland was extremely broke. The country was so broke that people literally could not afford toilet paper. Yeah, you heard me right, toilet paper. People could not afford, Poles could not afford to buy toilet paper. Paper was very precious. It was like gold back then. The shelves in stores were practically empty, and when toilet paper was actually available, people lined up for hours to get their hands on it. Sometimes they would leave with just a roll or two because supplies were at that time very limited. But it wasn't just toilet paper, of course. Everything was in very short supply. So you had things like meat, butter, even basic household items like soap were rationed. People had to use these little booklets with coupons to buy essentials. Even then, they couldn't always find what they needed. It was like living in a constant survival mode. Here's where it even gets crazier. Some families had to improvise when they couldn't get toilet paper. They would use newspapers, old rags, or whatever they could find. Imagine that in today's world. It shows just how tough life was under communism, with an economy that couldn't keep up with basic human needs. I personally think that this even makes Poland's transformation much more inspiring, especially for the current underdeveloped countries scattered all over the world and of course in Africa. The fact that a country that struggled to provide basic necessities now has fully stocked supermarkets and booming cities is just mind-blowing. From no toilet papers to high-speed trains, Poland's transformation is truly inspiring. If this blew your mind, hit that like button right there, leave me a comment, and let me know which country's story you would like to hear next. And hey, stick around, we've got more jaw-dropping stories and cool travel vibes coming your way. See you in the next one. Follow us for more fun stories like this.